So one of them said, the biggest myth says that everything will be okay. The biggest myth says that everything will be okay. And I looked at this person and I'm like, myth? What do you mean by it's a myth? They say it's not gonna come true, and it's not true. Everything's not gonna be okay. And then as soon as they said that, I was like, what do you mean by everything's not gonna be okay? As soon as you tell yourself that everything is not going to be okay, what do you think is going to happen? Everything's not going to be okay because you're thinking negatively. Like, I cannot thrive in negative environments. Like, when an environment is negative, like, I pull away and I move myself out of that. So in many negative places, like, many people ask me, Never, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? I'm like, it's great opportunities, but I don't want to be there. I want to be in a positive place. So by someone saying everything will be okay and saying it's a myth, for me, it bothers me already. Because it shows me you're negative, but not just you're negative, your insecurities. You're negative about life. So we're talking about anxiety and depression. That's where we're going. We're going suicides. So the young youth at this stage are on that everything's not going to be okay. You need to tell yourself everything will be okay. And there are many places where we get this, that everything will be okay. We can get this if you're a Christian from the Bible. If you are not a Christian, you've got your holy book as well, am I right? Yes, everything's going to be okay in those books, I'm guessing. Yes, all right. So if you're just a person who is part of the world, you are saying everything is going to be okay. You can find it in books as well. I found it in a book first, all right? Yes, I read the Bible, but the book made me realize something, and then I was like, wow. So in the NHL, the National Hockey League in Canada, all right? Players born January, February, March, April, May, June represent the higher number or amount than players who are born July, August, September, October, November, December. So the first half of the month has more players than the second half of the year in terms of player representatives in the league. All right, and this is in the book, The Outliers. So what they were saying here was a person who is born in the first 6 months of the year is older than the person who's born in the second 6 months of the year. You're about 4 or 5, if someone is born in January and another person is born in December, you're 11 months apart. Yeah, technically a year older. So in that year, you might actually play on the B side always if you're born in December, and you're constantly asking yourself, why am I in the B side? The person who's in January was on this earth longer than you were. And that's why they could be in the A side. It's not that they're better, that's why they could be in the A side. So this guy's about 60%, or 60 maybe too, about 40% January, February, March. About 20% April, May, 10% June. And then the other percentage was from July to December. So 2%, 1, 3, that way. So what this book was saying was sometimes success can come by nature. You don't decide, you don't choose success. Success chooses you by being born at the right time. So for it to be fair, kids born January to June are supposed to be in their own league, and kids born July to December are supposed to be in their own league because they're developing at different times. But every league starts in January, or they start counting everything January, December. There's never a point where they're the cutoff date is October going forward. No, January, December, class. 1996, January, December. which is not fair. Same year, yes. Same year, the only difference is where they were born. So sometimes you might be fighting people or fighting coaches. Oh, this coach doesn't like me. Oh. But if you look at the birth dates of some of the people you're up against, I'm going to use your example. When is your birthday, Katie? Oof. I just answered a question there, did I not? And then think about Zaylee, Katie, Jamie, all those other kids. When are their birthdays? They're physical stuff, physical. And you've always asked yourself, why am I not in the Hawks? There's the answer. So what do you need to do to actually make yourself available to be able to play in the Hawks now? That's what we'll be talking about today.